Barbara Hopkins. Welcome to another edition of Lively Arts. Today we're going to be finding out all about that noble institution which has been with us for a long time, the Community School of Music and Arts. And joining us today at Pegasus Studio to give us a grand tour of that organization is Tom Scharf, Executive Director, and a member of the faculty, Catherine Howd-Mahan. Welcome.
Thank you, Barbara.
And I know that many people have sent their kids to CSMA to take courses. I know my own son went there and studied drums with Michael Wellen.
Yes.
This was a long time ago, and he was a wonderful instructor. He was really kid-friendly, and so that
Still there.
Yes,
yeah,
that made a world of difference. And recently there was an article in the Ithaca Journal that talked about CSMA in terms of the opportunities for learning and for participation in the arts that it provides to grown-ups as well. So let's talk a little bit about that. What are the age ranges of, what is the age range of the students who come to CSMA?
Our students actually range in age from 4 to 84.
4 to 84.
They're involved in classes in music, in the visual arts, in dance and theater. Many are involved with private instruction in voice and a number of musical instruments. But they also have opportunities to participate in other ways. We have art exhibits that provide our students, other students in the community, and artists throughout the region a chance to exhibit their work. We have performances in our third-floor auditorium, and we occasionally have poets who come to read within the confines of CSMA.
Yeah.
So it's a very involved and a very active institution.
Yeah. Catherine, people know you as a poet, and yet at CSMA, one of the things that you're well known for is belly dancing. So who are the people who come to study belly dance?
Well, you were just talking about the age. For example, right now with our new session just starting, we've got 15 or 16 brand new people coming to take the class. And the age range is, I think, about 16 to 63.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And they all wear veils.
No, we don't do so much with the veils, except to dance with the veils. But we certainly do have some nice jingling going on.
Yeah, yeah. What is the advantage for someone like yourself who really loves to teach and has an interest specific to a particular art form? What would be the advantage to teaching at CSMA?
Well, CSMA is such a wonderful core for the community as a place that people can find what it is that they need, that perhaps they've always wanted to try and never quite could. They don't want to do it in an academic setting. They want to do it working with someone either one-on-one or taking a class where they can go once a week usually and free themselves of what they do in their daily lives, explore one of the arts that CSMA offers.
Yeah, and is it kind of a gentle exploration? Because I know that I think I once took a Latin dance class at CSMA, and unfortunately because of my work schedule I wasn't able to keep up with it. But one of the things I loved the most, and I think this was a year or two ago, was that it was okay to not be able to do it well. And there wasn't necessarily a regimentation, you know, like you must be an absolute intermediate or you must be an advanced person. It was expert instruction, but it was also very friendly, you know, and I think it was probably because we were all adults in there, you know, and we had just come home, we had just come home, changed our clothes and run over to the school, you know, picked up the dry cleaning, fed the cat, and everybody was sort of, yeah, everybody was in the same pool. So it was an easy way to be in an instructional environment, you know, without feeling pressured to be perfect or to do it better than anybody else. And I would assume the belly dance works the same way.
Oh, I would say definitely for a number of the things that are taught. People could go on and be thinking about performing, but mostly it really is for the self-fulfillment and a sense of getting, certainly with the dance class, a sense of getting the kind of physical movement that often the rest of their life doesn't allow them to have.
I know that it's a daunting challenge to take on an organization that has been around for a long time, that people have very definite opinions about. and that just like every other arts organization is facing some significant financial challenges and probably will continue to be in that situation for a while. When you first, I think you started at the helm of CSMA in September.
That's correct.
Is that it? Yeah. What were some of the challenges that the board presented to you as, well, here it is?
I think the first set of challenges had to do with maintaining who we are and what we do, providing opportunities in instruction, continuing our programming, and then being that catalyst for other arts activity in the community. Toward that end, we were concerned that we would have to struggle a bit under current circumstances to maintain our enrollments. But in fact, and I give the staff and faculty and board members credit for being co-participants in this, we've managed to increase our enrollments in the last several terms, so that where we might have had 1,100 students participating in September, that's closer to 1,300 as we speak. So we're trying to meet out that objective as well as we can. And then reach out to more members in the community to participate in those offerings by improving the flow of information. And we're grateful for the opportunity to do that here today as well, so that people have a better sense for who we really are and what we have to offer. Yeah.
How did, in terms of history, CSMA, has it always had the same mission?
I believe that's true.
Yeah.
As I just described it, from courses and opportunities to learn, to programs for the community, to opportunities for artists, whether they're professionals or amateurs. And while it began as a school of music, it has expanded into other areas of the arts, and that's been a good thing, I think, for Ithaca and the surrounding Tompkins County region on the whole.
Yeah, I think one of the events and activities that so many people look forward to, and there may be more than one of these, is the opportunity to gather together and see local people, local artists, and their artwork. And I know that happens a couple of times a year. And it is also an opportunity to talk with other people who are making art. So it's more than just coming to a gallery, to look at a wonderful exhibition, but it's also a chance to meet people who represent all kinds of art endeavors, from dance and drumming to painting and sculpture. And there isn't really much of a salon or much of another venue to have that happen, certainly at Cornell and Ithaca College, there are opportunities to go to public receptions, but I think a lot of the time people feel that those are specific to the Cornell or the academic community. So it's another opportunity that I see the Community School of Music and Arts providing, which is a gathering place for people who make art and who are interested in doing that. Scholarship opportunities. I know that CSMA provides them, and often, especially because of the economy right now, people say, well, I really can't afford to take a sketch class. I need to put my money elsewhere, into my 10-year-old car or something like that. What are those scholarship opportunities?
That we think they're pretty good. And this, again, is another one of the challenges for me. The school offers scholarships to anyone who has an interest in pursuing either private instruction or classes, workshops, or ensembles. It's a fairly simple application process. It's based on financial need. Okay. And I don't think we've ever denied anyone an opportunity to participate. Everyone receives something in the way of a discount, I guess I could describe it as, relative to the cost of participating in one of our activities or programs. And I would suggest that there are probably 20% of that total enrollment receiving some degree of financial assistance, from 10% up to 100% at the present time. We're supported by the state, the city, private benefactors in terms of subsidy for those scholarships. And we're always looking for additional support.
Sure.
But we're also anxious to have more people be aware of the fact that you don't have to worry about the cost to participate in what we have to offer.
How about volunteers? Do you have a significant core of volunteers in addition to the people who serve on your board? And I know that you mentioned when we were talking before, that you're the faculty representative to the board of directors.
One of them, yes.
One of them on CSMA. So I guess there are two questions here. One is, what do you do if you want to volunteer for CSMA? Like, what might one be doing? And the second question is, what is the importance, or why do you have a representative connecting the faculty with the board? So let's start first with the volunteer
volunteers?
question. Yeah.
The answer to the question, what do you do, is call Tom, and I'll be happy to meet with you and talk with you and give you a sense for where we need assistance. We're very fortunate to have some volunteers from Ithaca College and from Cornell and Tompkins Cortland Community College who will come in during the academic year and assist in areas like fundraising and development. But we also have other members of the community who are willing to assist with gallery exhibits, putting them together, with other administrative duties in our office, and with programming, both in the building and out in the community. So the opportunities are there all the time, and I'm happy to sit down with anyone who has an interest and bring them in and work with them directly while they're doing volunteer work.
I always think that's really satisfying, because I love the arts, and if your professional life takes you in a different direction, than making your money through arts, it's terrific to be able to volunteer in an organization where you're surrounded by that, all of the time. So that's great. So the faculty, who are really independent contractors, who are contract with CSMA to provide instruction and I guess other kinds of activities.
Yes.
They are represented by Catherine and by somebody else, and you take some of the faculty concerns to the board and take some of the board perspectives back.
The role of the faculty rep is to be a voice from faculty as much as possible, although that can be a little difficult because we are so independent.
Yeah.
But it is a way of, exactly,
Yeah.
but it's a way also of there being folks who are bringing the perspective of being a faculty member and bringing that perspective to the board meetings and being able to offer ideas, which I've found the board very open to things that I have to say and offer and directions I'd like as a faculty member to see CSMA go. One of those being the inclusion of the Ithaca Community Poets.
Oh yeah, I heard
Is
about
not
that
not officially under the umbrella per se, but being welcomed to have our monthly open reading series with 2 featured readers every month, right in the beautiful gallery at CSMA.
Are these poets? Are they people who have published, or they're and
A wide
or
range.
local?
A wide range. For example, there could be people who are launching a book, or there could be people who've shown enough interest and ability with their work to have it be their very first reading at all.
That's scary. Actually, it's kind of
Not
neat.
there, though. Not there, though.
Right.
That's it. It's the perfect place to give one's
Yeah.
first poetry reading.
Yeah. Let's take a look at some of the events that are coming up, because I know there's a really broad and diverse schedule, and I know that you have things that happen year after year in the summertime. And I also noticed that the Ithaca Children's Choir is having a performance on May 13th
Yes,
at Ford Hall in Ithaca College.
yes.
What is the Ithaca Children's Choir, and how do kids get to be in it?
It's one of a number of ensembles of the school, which also include a clarinet ensemble, the Finger Lakes Women's Chorale, and recorder ensembles. But the Ithaca Children's Choir is actually made up of 5 ensembles. There's a training choir, a senior choir, the choraleers, the chorale, and the Young Men's Chorus of Ithaca. There are 165 people in that combined set of ensembles. And participation is open to anyone in the community who's willing to commit to a year's worth of involvement. Again, scholarship opportunities are available for everyone who participates. And they rehearse weekly. They perform at least twice a year with major concerts here in Ithaca, and then also go on tour, both in the region and occasionally even outside of the United States. Their upcoming concert is on the 13th of May, on Tuesday, at Ford Hall at Ithaca College, and should be quite a spectacular event. They're quite good and have been given a number of critical acclaims for the excellence of their vocal quality.
Yeah. So, and then if someone wanted to audition for this, I see that you have from May 20th to May 20th to May 22nd at CSMA.
Yes,
And then May 30th at GIAC.
correct.
And you bring your music with you, or how does
Actually,
that
you
work?
don't even have to do that. It's a simple process. Just call in and sign up for a 10-minute time. No need to worry about formality, no need for music. The instructors, the conductors of the ensembles are simply interested in hearing people's voices and having a sense for where they might fit within that group of 5 ensembles.
I see.
And it's that easy.
Wow, that's great.
And if you're willing to give the time and
than summer
energy
school.
to being a part of one of those ensembles, you're there. Everyone's accepted. No one is turned away. It's really not a competitive situation.
I
The
see.
idea is to give young people the opportunity to enjoy singing, to sing for the pure joy of being involved with those groups, and they really do have a good time.
Yeah, I wasn't aware that there were so many possibilities. You know, I thought there was just one choir, so that's very interesting.
Started as a smaller group, but has expanded, and the
Yeah.
level of interest expands every year. Even the Young Men's Chorus has grown from perhaps 15 to nearly 30 since I'm in this position.
Yeah, wow.
So we were always anxious to have young people from age 6 on up become involved and participate in what the choir has to offer.
So you can be 6.
Yes.
That's neat. And I guess the term child would end under the age of 18, or can you go to your
Generally,
21?
Well, I don't know if there's anyone older than 18,
Yeah.
but definitely through high school.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful group.
Yeah, that's marvelous. Also, because it's a community-based organization rather than a school-based organization, meaning public school,
Yes.
the young people who become a part of this are meeting children and other young people from around the whole area, around the whole community. So
Yes.
they're not constantly working with their classmates or people they go to school with necessarily, and that is very interesting.
Yes, that's
You
all
know,
part of the learning and growing
yeah,
experience that
yeah.
they
That's wonderful.
join in.
Special summer programs for 2003, and this is a little bit separate and apart from your regular ongoing instruction.
Yes.
And I know that Karen,
Malamed Smith
yes,
was our
who's your program director,
director.
can't be with us today. But she certainly takes a lot of responsibility, I would assume, for organizing all of this. And
She certainly does.
I know how large a challenge that can be. So the arts all around you, and this is something that people always identify with CSMA. Arts all around you is for 6 to 10-year-olds, 8 weeks, June 25th to August 15th. And that's kind of like an arts enrichment program that
Yes.
also has some aspects, I would think, recreational and social aspects of a day camp.
Correct.
Right, so it's 5 days a week.
5 days a week, Monday through Friday. There are different themes in each week, ranging from oceanography to Spanish culture.
Up
Great.
and down the Nile.
Up and down the Nile.
And then you
fond
do
of.
arts things that connect with those
Yes,
themes.
music, dance,
That's
visual
great.
arts activities connecting with those themes. And then you're right, outside recreational activity, visits to museums, the Hangar Theater, to the parks here in Ithaca. So they have a great time week after week, all summer long.
And then kinder arts, and this is for younger kids, ages 4 to 5. You have a week, actually 2 weeks, July 7th to 11th, and then July 14th to 18th.
Yes, this is focused for younger people, as you say, and it's a half-day program. But again, it follows that approach wherein there's exposure to various art forms and the opportunity to explore their own interests at the same time, even at that age.
Star Search, now this I like. Star Search, this is for ages 10 to 16, and that again is another 2 weeks in August. What is that? Like, is that specifically for older teenagers, or?
Yes, this is for older teenagers.
Yeah.
It's not competitive like American Idol. It's much more low-key, but very creative. These young people will actually write and produce their own musical in a 10-day period.
Wow.
And it happens a couple of times each summer term. We have 3 wonderful faculty members who work with them, and they really do have a great time. It's a very popular program.
Yeah. You know, that would be a great idea for grown-ups. You could have like 2 weeks of Star Search camp only in the evening. Wouldn't that be fun?
I would go.
And we could have writers, yeah.
Got to write those scripts.
Yeah, that's a great idea for a grant. Okay. And then the Jazz Institute for young people ages 11 to 18, which again is a week in August.
Right. It's a very good program. We have some wonderful musicians who come in to work with students. It's a little more intense given that it's just a week, but again, very popular. People come from far afield, as far out as New York City to participate in this program. And again, wonderful faculty, and they do a great job. Everyone has a good time.
You mentioned before, Catherine, that because the faculty are contracting independently with CSMA, that they're not necessarily together, literally, logistically together a lot, and they don't
have office hours.
Right, and they may not perceive themselves as being this cohesive group, but just more, you know, independent artists. In terms of their coming up with ideas for new courses, how does that happen? In other words, how do you make a proposal to CSMA to teach?
Karen puts out a call, and there's a form to fill out proposing a course, and then it's reviewed by her and Tom. So there's it depending, although the truth is there are so many wonderful offerings now, getting a space is becoming quite a challenge.
Yeah.
People would like to have the same room on the same night.
Right,
so.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking about that, even when you were talking about all of the ensembles, you know, around the Ithaca Children's Choir, and you said they rehearse every week.
Yes.
And it's year-round. Do they do all of that rehearsing at CSMA at the building?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. The space is well utilized every day, 6 days a week. And we get crowded on some days, but so far we've been able to manage things pretty well. And we're also anxious to try things that we might not have been doing in the short term. So if someone has a proposal for a new class, whether it's in mural painting or photography, or as the case will be this summer, language arts classes in Spanish or Italian. We'll try that. And if we have a sense that there really is an interest in the community, we'll pursue that and see what happens. So it can be tight at times, but we're always looking to do more.
It's very well planned, so there are no conflicts that way. Another wonderful opportunity for faculty is to offer one-day workshops.
Right.
And
I could see that would really have an appeal to somebody like myself.
To give something a try where you say, well, I really can't commit 8 weeks or 14 weeks, but I'll try it for one day.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And I know, I've read through your catalogs, your bulletins in the past, and I know that several people have done that. I think Holly Adams, in terms of teaching a theater program, has done that a few times. But that is very appealing, I think, to many working adults and also to kids, you know, to families with children where they can't really see their child committing every week to that kind of ongoing discipline. So that's marvelous. Kaleidoscope, what is that? An outreach program?
It is an outreach program wherein rather than students coming to us, we go to them. There are occasions when, by virtue of transportation issues or other circumstances, people in the community can't really come to the school at the time that they would like to. So we will send our faculty to them. So if it's the Immaculate Conception School or Northeast Elementary or GIAC or other groups within the community, senior citizens, looking for offerings akin to what we have, if it's appropriate for us to arrange for a faculty member to go out into the community to offer a class, a workshop, that's what we'll do. That's what Kaleidoscope is all about.
Who teaches those programs, the outreach programs?
The same group of faculty, the same group of 70 faculty members in the visual arts, music, dance, theater. We'll simply arrange for them to be in a different location for fixed periods of time based on requests that we get. And that works very well.
So this huge building,
Yes.
in which I have gotten lost many times, sort of poking around, riding up and down in the elevator. And I'm assuming that it's much larger than the former home of CSMA.
Up on the hill, yes.
this has, has this been purchased? Has the building been purchased, or is that in process?
It has been purchased.
Wow.
The school has a 43-year history that started in the living room of our founders, Eunice and Clayton Weber, and then expanded to a Victorian mansion on the South Hill, and then moved further into our current structure about 5 or 6 years ago. But in the late part of December 2002, we purchased the building. Now we have to pay for it, so we have a lot of fundraising work to do in the weeks and months ahead, but it's a wonderful space and one that we hope to grow into better and better with every passing year.
Yeah. Well, I guess you welcome people coming and visiting the building and you know, not taking a tour through it necessarily, but just seeing what's in there.
Yes.
Because there are so many instrumental rehearsal rooms and practice spaces. There's a wonderful space with a wood floor that I know serves sometimes as a dance studio, but also as a painting or a sketching
right.
studio. Where do you teach belly dance there?
A beautiful dance studio downstairs.
Yeah, that is gorgeous with those big mirrors.
Just beautiful. And recently I've been offering writing workshops as poet laureate, co-leading the workshops.
Yeah.
And we're surrounded by the hum and thrum of the other arts.
Yeah. So as your writers are gathering together, they're sort of inspired. It's a wonderful, it's a very romantic, actually, kind of transcendental situation to be able to write and learn how to do anything while you know that all around you people are also participating in other kinds of art forms. I know there are many other events happening this year, and I know there's going to be a men's calendar,
That's right.
which we'll all look forward to.
For fundraising purposes.
With great interest. Road races, open houses, community arts recognition programs. And the best way for people to find out about CSMA is to stop by and pick up a bulletin or go to your website, which I know will be on our screen.
Okay.
And if they want to volunteer, they definitely know how to find you, Tom Scharf. They're going to call you.
I'd be happy to hear from them.
Yeah, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you,
Tom
Barb.
Scharf, Executive Director for the Community School of Music and Arts, and Catherine Howd Mahan, who is on the faculty of CSMA. I'll see you again soon, and don't forget that we're really lucky to be in a community that is graced with so many wonderful artists and opportunities to participate in the arts. Thanks again.
May is Mental Health Month. Hello, I'm Jessica Lynch. I have been fighting anorexia and depression since I was 9 years old. 1 in 10 children live with a mental illness, but only 1 in 5 get treatment. If you or your loved one needs help, call the Mental Health Association in New York State at 1-800-766-6177 or check www.mhanys.org for an office near you.